Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
World CBS News, com. October 8, 1910 America, New York, dozens killed in Afghanistan mosque bombing. Dozens of people were killed in a suicide bombing at a mosque in northern Afghanistan. ISIS-K claimed responsibility. Charlie D'Agata reports.
October 8, 1910 America, New York, hundreds of giant sequoias may have burned as the complex fire rages in California. The KNP complex fire has destroyed many of California's iconic sequoia trees and is only 11% contained, according to the National Park Service.
World CBS News, com. October 8, 1910 America, New York, journalists awarded Nobel Peace Prize. The Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to two journalists, Maria Ressa of the Philippines and Dmitry Muratov of Russia, for their fight for freedom of the press.
BBC News World. October 8, 1908 America, New York, Poland stokes fears of leaving EU in Polexit. By challenging the core primacy of EU law, Poland fuels concerns it is heading towards the exit. BBC News World. October 8, 1906 America, New York, on patrol with a real-life Robocop. Police are using a robot to fight crime in Los Angeles.
New York Times World News. October 8, 1856 America, New York, at Mexico-U.S. Security talks. Migration question is largely avoided. As diplomats from both countries began negotiating a new security agreement on Friday, the focus was on stopping criminal activity while the border crisis was conspicuously sidestepped. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, left, and Marcelo Ebrard, Mexico's foreign secretary, who began talks on a new U.S.-Mexico security agreement Friday.
October 8, 1829 America, New York. Analysis. Trump has a theory to explain the anti-vaxxers. Despite the fact that all three COVID-19 vaccines have shown a remarkable ability to keep you from being hospitalized or dying if you contract the virus, there are still lots and lots of people who continue to resist getting the shot.
Mirror World News. October 8, 1828 America, New York, suicide bomber kills dozens at Afghan mosque in worst attack since Britain fled country. Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack that Afghan media said killed 46 people and wounded 143 as they prayed at a mosque in a minority Shiite Muslim community in Kunduz province, north of Kabul.
Fox World News. October 8, 1826 America, New York. Hong Kong University says, Pillar of Shame, statue honoring Tiananmen Square dead must come down. The University of Hong Kong says that a statue paying tribute to the victims of China's brutal crackdown 1989 on protesters at Tiananmen Square must be removed.
Mirror World News. October 8, 1807 America, New York, dozens dead or hospitalized after drinking vodka containing highly toxic ingredient. 3 people have been arrested as police said it is a miracle. More people weren't killed by the dodgy alcohol in Orsk, Orenburg region, Russia, where bootleg vodka has been a scourge for years.
RT World News. October 8, 1747 America, New York. Mali has evidence French forces train militant groups on its territory, country's prime minister says. Militant groups in northern Mali's Kidal region have been trained by French officers, Prime Minister Choguel Kokala Maiga claimed in an interview with RIA Novosti, saying 2/3 of his country is occupied by terrorists.
Time. October 8, 1741 America, New York, as Bannon bucks subpoena, Trump fights power of January 6 probe. For months, the House Select Committee investigating the January 6 insurrection has waited to hear from the people closest to Donald Trump to shed light on what the former president was doing as hundreds of his supporters stormed the U.S.
October 8, 1725 America, New York, U.S. Capitol rioter who downplayed the attack is sentenced to 3 months in jail. A federal judge on Friday sentenced one of the U.S. Capitol rioters to 3 months in jail, saying that the punishment should be a warning to other defendants that they deserve incarceration if they deflect responsibility or downplay the attack. October 8, 1723 America, New York, Texas asks appeals court to restore its 6-week abortion ban. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton asked the 5th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals on Friday to restore Texas's 6-week abortion ban while a federal judge's ruling blocking the new law is appealed.
New York Times World News. October 8, 1723 America, New York. Court in Argentina dismisses charges against Kirchner in bombing case. Cristina Fernández de Kirchner, now the vice president, had been accused of conspiring with Iran to thwart an investigation into a 1994 attack on a Jewish center in Buenos Aires. Vice President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner last month in Buenos Aires. The ruling late Thursday is the latest legal victory for Mrs.
October 8, 1717 America, New York, college admission scandal. Abdelaziz and Wilson are first parents to be found guilty. A federal jury on Friday found two wealthy parents charged in a national conspiracy that facilitated cheating on college admissions for their children guilty on all counts, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced.
Wall Street Journal World News. October 8, 1716 America, New York, Brazil comes out of pandemic and hits the next hardship, inflation. September prices in Brazil rose sharply and led to double-digit inflation for the first time in 5 years, as drought and a successful COVID-19 vaccination campaign have contributed to soaring prices for energy and food.
RT World News. October 8, 1704 America, New York. Iceland stops use of Moderna's COVID vaccine for all ages over heart inflammation concerns. Iceland will no longer administer Moderna's mRNA COVID-19 vaccine, with the country's chief epidemiologist citing the risk of rare heart inflammation seen in other Nordic countries.
October 8, 1654 America, New York, black real estate agent and his black clients file lawsuit after being handcuffed by police during home showing. A black father, his son, and their black real estate agent have filed a federal lawsuit against the city of Wyoming, Michigan, the Wyoming police chief and 6 police officers after they were ordered by police officers out of the home they were touring and handcuffed.
New York Times World News. October 8, 1651 America, New York. Macintosh Apple a sweet Canadian discovery, 210 years on. The Macintosh apple that is known and enjoyed throughout much of the world was found in the Ontario bush. Apples on a tree with a history linking it to the first Macintosh apple tree.
CNN.com World. October 8, 1646 America, New York. UN says access to a clean, healthy environment is a human right. The United Nations Human Rights Council, UNHCR, acknowledged Friday that access to a safe, clean, healthy and sustainable environment is a basic human right for the first time.